Yeah.
And a violent asylum seeker is on the run after he was convicted on 2 counts of assault at a former Essex military base used to house asylum seekers.
The convicted attacker failed to appear at court this week, and the Home Office say they are assisting police to track down the culprit.
Well, joining us is our Home and Security Editor, Mark White, with the very latest. Mark, this is a breaking news story.
Yeah, this was an incident that unfolded some time ago, but the court case was this week. So the man at the centre of this is a Syrian national, Adnani Mohammed, who was appearing before Colchester Magistrates Court this week, charged with a violent attack on 2 security guards at the Wethersfield migrant camp near Braintree, home to about 800 young male asylum seekers. An individual who witnesses had told the court had, you can see him there, had a history of violent outbursts at the Wethersfield camp. He had, not long before the attack on the 2 guards, apparently ransacked the office, damaged, vandalised the security office, you can see there. So the security guards were used to his outbursts, but this particular incident in April of 2024 was described as very violent. He'd been drinking, apparently, demanded to see a doctor before then launching the attack on 2 security guards, headbutting and knocking one to the ground, kicking them and punching out at them as well. Now, that hearing, as I say, was at Colchester Magistrates Court this week. He did not appear. He was not represented by a defence team who were told withdrew from this process sometime earlier. So an arrest warrant was issued for him after the magistrate found him guilty of 2 counts of assault by beating. So the magistrate then issued an arrest warrant, but this man is at large, and the authorities at this stage do not know where he came from or where he is at the moment. We are told, just coming through from one of our sources, that he arrived in the UK on a small boat. So one of the many small boat migrants being housed at Wethersfield and elsewhere. We've had a statement from the Home Office. Home Office spokesperson said, "We're assisting the police to track down this individual. We will not allow foreign criminals and illegal migrants to exploit our laws. We are reforming human rights laws and replacing the broken appeals system so we can scale up deportations." The statement concludes by saying all foreign national offenders who receive a prison sentence in the UK are referred for deportation at the earliest opportunity. We have to find him first. And at the moment, this young man is at large and clearly poses a potential risk to the public, given his violent proclivity.
So first question, Mark, is the security guards, how are they?
They're okay. One suffered some cuts to the mouth and bruising, as you would expect, but it was some time ago. So they're okay. I think the concern is more about the potential risk that this young man poses now. He's shown his propensity for violent outbursts in the past. He is the subject of an arrest warrant. The authorities want to bring him into custody with a view to then deporting him. So he may well try to resist that process, which is why, we've got a picture out there and there is an active search underway at the moment to try to...
So we knew he was violent. He was allowed to come and go as he pleased, despite everybody knowing he was violent, and he entered this country illegal, so therefore he's a violent criminal.
And that's by no means unusual. And there are plenty of people in asylum accommodation throughout the country that fall foul of the law and are deemed to be violent. They go through our courts process, and depending on how serious the crime is alleged, that is alleged they committed, they may well find themselves subject of a deportation order as well.
Well, of course, this is where a lot of people have been concerned about local facilities near them that are simply not secure, where people can come and go as they please, apparently can access alcohol as well, as this story tells us. I mean, people will feel unsafe near these facilities.
Yeah, they will do, and it just goes to highlight the concern that people have generally about those coming across on small boats, as this young man did, came across the English Channel, a Syrian national, and people don't know who these individuals are, what potential criminal record or propensity for violence they might have in their own countries. Wow. And because they often throw their documents away, it's difficult to get an idea exactly who they are and the risk they pose. And of course, if you come from a country like Syria anyway, the chances of accurate records being kept of an individual and how well or otherwise they've behaved during their time there is pretty unlikely as well. So that's why many people are rightly concerned at who's coming across the channel and the potential risk that they pose. Here is another, a young man, a violent offender, convicted of 2 counts of assault by beating, who is now at large, refused to turn up for his hearing in court, and the subject of a police manhunt.
So the bottom line is, Mark, we know nothing about him. We don't know how old he is. We don't even know if he's genuinely from Syria. We don't know if he's got any contacts in the country.
No, I mean, judging by that picture which was taken shortly before this assault, he looks like a man in his early to mid-20s, but you just don't know. No. But that doesn't really matter, to be honest. He's a young, fit man who's out there, who's shown previously that he is a violent individual, that he, is more violent even when he's drinking. And we don't know if he's got a sort of a network of friends that are supporting him at the moment, or where he might be. Essex police have said that another force area is involved in checking an address linked to this individual. So it's likely, remember, this assault took place in April of 2024. So then the subsequent court case is always a bit further down the road. And what often happens with people at Wethersfield or elsewhere is they're maybe there for a few months, 6 months or whatever, then they move on to dispersed accommodation. Well, what is dispersed accommodation? It's in a street near you or me, which just adds to the level of concern.
And this is a GB News exclusive, Mark.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if it wasn't for you uncovering these stories, most people out there would not have a clue that this man was out there on the run.
I mean, they happen all the time. And this is the problem. When you arrive in this country by breaking the law, when the first thing that you do is set foot in this country by disobeying the express wishes of the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary and, frankly, everyone in the country, well, then why would you follow subsequent laws? Of course he didn't turn up to the court hearing. Of course he's on the run now. I mean, the very first thing he did was disregard the authorities of this country. So, of course, he's going to disregard future authority.
So we're getting just bits and pieces of information all the time on this being fed to us from sources. I'm told that he arrived by small boat in January of 2024. So he went on to commit this very violent assault or assaults on 2 security officers within 4 months of arriving here by small boat.
Where have we heard that before? The same applied to Rhiannon White. We were covering that story this time last week. 4 months here and killed Rhiannon. Mark White, thank you very much. We will bring you any more detail as and when we get them on that story.